Hello, hello, hello. It is currently almost midnight where I'm at. The Sunday night football game just ended, but you guys are going to be seeing this video sometime like in the morning of Tuesday, maybe in the afternoon. But we're here to talk about all the weekly stuff. And I'll be in a different outfit and everything, for Monday night. So, yeah, let's just get into the games. We have to start with the Lions and Packers because, well, they were the first game of the week. I have to start with my Packers. I'm not being biased. Hell, I shouldn't want to be biased. We fucking lost. David Montgomery runs wild, though. As the Lions beat the Packers by 14 to take the early command of the NFC North. David Montgomery never beat the Green Bay Packers during his 4th season with the Chicago Bears, but it looks like the man is back with vengeance. Lions are nice, man. They had some really good expectations coming into the season, and they have met them so far. This is a team on a mission. These guys look incredible out there. Jared Goff, 19 for 28, 210 yards, a touchdown. He did throw a pick, but when you're playing a team as bad as the Packers are currently, I don't know. I will give some credit to Jordan Love because, yeah, he started the game pretty awfully, but it ended up 23 for 36, 246 yards, and a touchdown. He did throw 2 interceptions, but honestly, he hasn't started off too bad with the Packers. I'm pretty neutral on our team at this point. They haven't either exceeded or, undermined expectations. So, yeah, man, David Montgomery, 3 rush touchdowns. Incredible game for him. Josh Reynolds doing great on the receiving end, 3 catches for 69 yards. And one positive for the Packers, I will say, is Romeo Doubs is having a great season so far. Very consistent wide receiver, young talent, 9 catches, 95 yards. I might have to pick him up in the waivers for fantasy because I just got my ass kicked. So, there's kind of the update on how my fantasy is going. Next up, we have the London International game. We have the Falcons and the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley in the defense helped the Jaguars beat the Falcons by 16 in London. Calvin Ridley is making the most of his second chance in more ways than one. Such a respectable return here for Calvin Ridley. He has really been a game changer for the Jaguars so far this season. They had a pick 6 as well. Man, Josh Allen went off. 3 sacks. Yeah, man. Falcons took some gambles. It didn't work out. And Bijan Robinson, though, he's special, I will say. Desmond Ridder didn't have a good trip out, but the least you could say is Bijan Robinson played his ass off. Desmond Ridder, 19 for 31, 191 yards and a touchdown, but he did throw 2 picks. And when you're going against a guy like T-Law throwing 23 for 30 with a touchdown, you can't really say much there. Bijan Robinson, man, he played fucking amazing. 14 carries, 105 yards. Absolutely amazing game for him. Jonnu Smith, I'm not really sure what's going on with the whole Kyle Pitts situation. The Falcons seem to just continue to underutilize him. Might as well fucking trade him. We have Jonnu Smith, though, 6 catches, 95 yards, while Christian Kirk had a day himself. 8 catches for 84 yards. I wish he hadn't because I was going against him in fantasy. So, yeah, a lot of these discussions are going to be about fantasy. I'm going to bring up my leagues a lot, so get used to it. Moving on. I guess one thing I forgot to mention was how awesome that whole Toy Story thing was and how kind of realistic it was. But we can move on to the next game. I thought that was funny. Created a funny little memeable moment for the NFL to have those. But we got the Dolphins and the Bills. I am pretty disappointed in the Dolphins. Josh Allen throws 4 touchdown passes, runs for a score. The Bills absolutely shit on their division rival Dolphins by 28 points. This is just not a great game. Stephon Diggs was so elusive today. The Bills star receiver even came away with 2 full cups of beer while celebrating the second of his 3 touchdown catches. It just looked like the Bills were dancing around there. Josh Allen, what a game. Probably the best QB of the week. Just absolutely insane. Braxton Berrios, give credit to him. He's starting to be integrated into the Dolphins offense. There's not much. I don't know. Not much to really say about the Dolphins. I don't think they played bad per se. It's just they can play better for sure. Tua Tagovailoa threw 25 for 35, 282 yards and a touchdown. He did throw a pick, though, and it was pretty fatal. A lot of momentum comes off of that. Josh Allen, oh my God, what a day. MVP-type performance, 21 for 35, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devin Achane, however you say his name, absolutely incredible player. 8 carries, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This guy is a damn beast. I think almost like a third of his carries have been touchdowns. It's been crazy. Latavius Murray, honestly, not that bad of a game here for the veteran. 4 carries for 32. We had Tyreek Hill go for 3 catches, 58. And Stephon Diggs had an absolutely fantastic day. You heard about him. 6 catches, 120 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. But yeah, man, I don't know. There was a lot of interesting play calling. This is going to be a long video, by the way. There was a lot of interesting play calling on the Dolphins sideline. I'm just not sure about it. Yeah, I mean, the 2 worst teams in football right now squared off this afternoon. How did it go? Honestly, not that bad, but wow, what the hell are the Bears doing? Russell Wilson throws 3 touchdowns. The Broncos rally from 21 down to beat the Bears by 3. The Denver Broncos came in reeling from a 50-point blowout and looked like they were headed towards another lopsided loss, but here they come, and wow. Game-sealing interceptions. I mean, Justin Fields, man, he had such a good start. You can't really be too pissed for that pick. Maybe in that Bucks game you can, but here, I don't know. What the hell, dude? Sorry about that camera being fucking weird. What are the Bears doing? Seriously. You cannot. Wow. I mean, Justin Fields did have 2 turnovers. I don't know, man. I can't blame that on him. It is what it is. Yeah, Justin Fields played amazing. I don't really have much to hate on him. I mean, Russell Wilson honestly played good as well. This was a good game. 21 for 28, 223 yards, 3 touchdowns. You get a Justin Fields performance, 28 for 35, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns. He threw a pick, and it was kind of it literally was costly. So, yeah, there's that. This McLaughlin guy for the Broncos, are you kidding me? Coming out of nowhere, 7 carries, 72 yards. Khalil Herbert playing good as well, 18 carries, 103 yards. This was quite the offensive game. Jerry Jeudy had 3 catches for 52, while DJ Moore had an amazing game, 8 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. It's just, what the hell is going on in Chicago right now? These guys just have a zen that they can't win games. And we're going to be halfway through the season. The Bears are guaranteed to not have a good season. It sucks, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of lessons to be learned, I guess. I don't know what to say. I don't know. All right, next we're going to talk about a division rivalry, but this wasn't a very competitive game for one of those because no Deshaun Watson. So, Browns, Ravens, Lamar Jackson has 4 touchdowns as the Ravens roll to a 25-point win over the Broncos and rookie quarterback Thompson Robinson. Baltimore was missing 2 receivers and its starting left tackle, later joined on the sideline by the starting right tackle. Its thin secondary was further depleted when 2 more defensive backs got hurt. So, yeah, they got the win, but I'm not really sure what cost. Mark Andrews, wow, he went off today, did he? He went crazy. Brandon Steffens had a pick 6. A lot of pick 6s today, I think. Lamar Jackson being an RB/QB on 1. Typical stuff from the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, I mean, for when he passed, he played pretty damn incredible, though. 15 for 19, 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. Thompson Robinson, not much to say about his game. I mean, he went 19 for 36, but he threw 3 interceptions. What the hell, man? I guess P.J. Strong in a solid game, 5 carries, 49 yards. Mark Andrews, he played out of his damn mind. 5 catches, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's really what helped them win the game. He was one of the MVPs of the game, so yeah. Another pretty uninteresting game. We have the Steelers and the Texans. C.J. Stroud throws for 306 yards, 2 touchdowns to lead the Texans over the Steelers by 24. Kenny Pickett leaves with an injury, and really, are they at that much of a loss without him right now? I don't think so. C.J. Stroud, though, is thrown for the 2nd most yards by a rookie through his first 4 games in NFL history. Dude, he is fucking amazing. He might be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He, literally, as a rookie, straight out the gate. This guy has been playing incredible. Shout out to Nico Collins, though. That's another receiver I'm watching on that waiver wire, man. Wow. His great, trick plays, just having fun with it. J.J. Watt inducted in the Texans Ring of Honor. That was a cool moment. Prayers up to Kenny Pickett, obviously. You don't want to watch any player get hurt, but yeah. Kenny Pickett today, though, wow. 15 for 23, threw a pick. Yikes. C.J. Stroud, oh my God, he was incredible. 16 for 30, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris had a pretty good game. 14 carries for 71 yards. He was really their bright spot. He also had a 32-yard reception. Really the only bright spot for the Steelers in that game, while Nico Collins, this man goes out, gets 7 catches, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think the Texans might be for real. I don't think they're really going to be a contender for anything this season, but they're such a fun young team to watch. They're going to develop into something elite here in the next couple years, I think. It might take no time for them to get into a playoff picture, so yeah. Now we have one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers, going against the Vikings. Honestly, a pretty close game. This was a pretty intriguing one throughout. Justin Jefferson's 2 touchdowns, DJ Wanham's 51-yard fumble return lift the Vikings over the Panthers. They won by 8. Vikings just aren't going to have a good season, I'm going to be honest. You beat one of the, probably a top 3 worst, maybe even top 2 worst team in the NFL by a score. I don't know. Minnesota Vikings safety Harrison Smith said he didn't come into Sunday's game expecting to be an integral part of the team's defensive pressure package, I guess. But why does that matter? Justin Jefferson was really the MVP of this game, and if he can continue to have games like this, they can squeak out some wins, I suppose. Obviously, Bryce Young fumbling. He's a rookie. Yada, yada, yada. Kirk Cousins threw a pick 6, but just be glad that Justin Jefferson's down there somewhere, I suppose. Because, wow, this was an ugly game for Kirk. 12 for 19, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. The man threw 2 picks. And Bryce Young didn't have a great game, but credit him. He threw 25 for 32. Not a bad game by him. Alexander Mattison played great. I mean, even with Cam Akers coming in and maybe taking some of his reps, he came out 17 carries, 95 yards. Jay Jetta's on the receiving end, 6 catches, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Adam Thielen, I'm really happy for Adam Thielen because he's kind of found his spot here with the Panthers. Although it's not a good team, they could possibly rebuild, and for the kind of like the last stretch of his career, most likely, he can play good. I mean, 7 catches, 76 yards, not bad there. So yeah. Colts lose another close game, I guess. No, they won in overtime last time, but you got to give them credit. This Colts team knows how to fight. Rams, Colts here, OT. Matthew Stafford overcomes injury to throw a winning touchdown pass to Puka Nacua in overtime to give the Rams a 6-point win over the Colts. Matthew Stafford stumbled, slipped, and limped his way through the final 20 minutes of regulation. Like, you guys know he's got that dog in him, though. You know, when he was on Detroit, he was fighting through hella injuries. And I think going to the Super Bowl last year, they said he had like a broken rib or something like that. Maybe that was with the Lions. Actually, never mind. Nacua walks it off, though. Perfect fashion to end a Rams game here. But, dude, this Colts team, they have some fight, man. Anthony Richardson is kind of fucking nice, dude. He kind of is, bro. Matthew Stafford had a couple down drives, but he was able to come back. Ended up 27 for 40. 319 yards and a touchdown. He did throw a pick, but it doesn't matter, man. You have Puka Nacua down there. Like, he's a dog. Anthony Richardson, I mean, he had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams had 2 rush touchdowns on the day. Puka Nacua, dude, 9 receptions, 163 yards, and a touchdown. Wow. This is one of the best starts to an NFL career we've seen by a receiver ever. It's absolutely incredible. Ogletree played pretty solid for the Colts as well. 3 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown. Shout out to the Rams. Not a game I was really interested in all day, but we have the Buccaneers and Saints. I guess I'm happy for Baker to continue to kind of get it going. Baker Mayfield has 3 touchdown passes, ailing Derek Carr, ineffective, as the Buccaneers beat the Saints by 17. Baker Mayfield might have landed with the right team at the right time. I mean, he might find his lane. He might have found his lane here. These dudes have started 3-1 this season. I don't know if anyone expected that. Oh, man, a lot of clutch plays by the Buccaneers. They were just making plays all day long. Trey Palmer had a touchdown. Mike Evans was been playing pretty incredible. You know, a couple turnovers here and there, but wow. And Baker Mayfield's a tough dude. He was getting hit all game. But, man, he ended up 25 for 32, 3 touchdowns. He threw a pick. But, I mean, when you're playing a lackluster Derek Carr throwing 23 for 37, I don't know. Let's see. Chris Godwin had an incredible performance. 8 catches, 114 yards. You just think, him or Mike Evans is going to have a good game. And Slant Man, shout out to Michael Thomas having a solid game today. 4 catches for 53. Not a very interesting game, so I don't feel like talking about it much more. Man, Eagles Commanders, this is one of the craziest starts to an undefeated season I have seen, man. Wow, dude. These are some concerning victories. I know that's a very kind of like oxymoron, but I don't know. Jalen Hurts throws for 319 yards. Jake Elliott's 54-yarder lifts the 4-0 Eagles past the Commanders by 3 in overtime. A.J. Brown saw more than a spark out of Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown's starting to kind of get the ball more in the offense. I guess that's improving. Jahan Dotson, though, sending the game to OT. That was a savage catch. A lot of clutch plays from both sides. Brian Robinson having a pretty solid campaign. I love to see that. He's pretty good, man. Sam Howell having a solid start to his NFL career. I think he's a rookie. 29 for 41, 290 and a touchdown. I mean, Jalen Hurts obviously had the better game, 25 for 37, 319 and 2 touchdowns. But, hey, man. Brian Robinson and DeAndre Swift each getting a rush touchdown is cool. Scary Terry having a really good game, pretty solid game at least. 8 catches, 86 yards. And A.J. Brown is kind of back in his element from last year. The dude had 9 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, hey, shout out to A.J. Brown for kind of getting back involved with the offense. But I don't know. Maybe their defense needs an improvement. Allowing 31 points and having Sam Howell have this good of a game, I'm not sure. Here we go with the classic Madden cheeser, Derrick Henry going for a pass touchdown. This game wasn't really worth watching at all. It was pretty shitty from the beginning. Derrick Henry runs for a touchdown, throws for a score. The Titans beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals by 24. Not good. This is not good. They've become pretty much obsolete. Like, this Bengals team. No one really gives a fuck about this team anymore. The Tennessee Titans now know that they're capable of what they're capable of when they're not making mistakes. They can be a really good team. They're just very mistake prone. Yeah, man. Shout out to Derrick Henry. Obviously Ryan Tannehill threw a pick or so, but don't matter when the Bengals are playing like this. Derrick Henry played good though. Derrick Henry, kind of had some off weeks in fantasy this year, but hey, he's back on the horse. Joe Burrow threw 20 for 30. That's really all I can say about him. Ryan Tannehill, 18 for 25, 240 yards, and a touchdown. He did throw a pick, but he still heavily outplayed Joe Burrow. I'm not trying to hate on Joe Burrow. I'm a fan of Joe Burrow, but yeah, Derrick Henry, 22 carries, 122 yards, and a touchdown. What a beast. I put D-Hop on the bench. I'm not super salty about it, but shout out to D-Hop, man. Finally having a pretty solid game. I mean, the first game wasn't bad for him either, but 4 catches for 63, while Jamar Chase had 7 for 73, but he was complaining after the game, so obviously he's not happy about something. So, yeah. Next, we got a division rivalry, I believe, Chargers-Raiders. Yeah, they're in the same division. What am I talking about? Khalil Mack, 6 fucking sacks, dude. And Justin Herbert's 3 touchdowns. Chargers looked like a damn super team out there. They got a 7.1 over the Raiders. The scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story because this team was looking incredible. With their $252.5 million quarterback wearing a splint on his non-throwing hand and down 3 starters on defense, the Los Angeles Chargers found a way to get out their second straight win. Really nice little run. They beat the Vikings. Obviously, these two teams aren't really a thing to be proud of, but yeah. Justin Herbert, nice throws. Khalil Mack, oh my god, 6 sacks in a game. What is the record? That late hit against Justin Herbert. I don't really care to talk about that. Jay Herbo doing a little bit of everything, of course. O'Connell did not play great. Obviously, he's a very young quarterback. He threw 24 for 39 with a pick. Jay Herbo played pretty good, doing a little bit of everything. 13 for 24, 167 yards and a touchdown. Threw a pick, but yeah, doesn't really matter. Josh Jacobs got in the end zone on the ground. Josh Jacobs also had 8 catches for 81 yards, so he's really all they had on offense. I don't know why the fuck we weren't giving the ball to Devontae Adams, but it is what it is. Shout out to Josh Palmer for the Chargers having a big game, 3 catches for 77. Not a great game, but hey, Chargers got the dub, I guess. Well, this was a fucking mess. Man, the Patriots, what are we doing here? The Patriots are awful. That's something we figured out. They are awful. The Cowboys scored twice on defense and a 35-point blowout of the Patriots. This is Bill Belichick's worst loss in his career. This is the worst he's ever looked as a coach. This is the worst the Patriots have probably ever looked as a team. It's pretty fucking awful. Dak Prescott is getting used to sitting back and watching the Dallas Stevens do his thing, which I hate because he's on my fantasy. He didn't have a bad game today. He actually played pretty good, but yeah, dude, Cowboys just fucking destroying them. Their defense, I don't know what Bill Belichick wants anyone in the league to do because their defense is just fucking menacing. Yeah, Bill Belichick benched him. Pretty pissed with him, actually, so yeah. Darren Bland had a couple picks. Yeah, Mac Jones, dude. You got to be better. You have to be better. I have him. These were my two fantasy quarterbacks going at it, and Jordan Love's an option too, but I'm going to roll with Dak. I'm fine with rolling with Dak. But they had a fake extra point. The Cowboys did too. But let's kind of talk about the performances. Mac Jones, 12 for 21, 150 yards, 2 interceptions. What the fuck? Dak Prescott threw 28 for 34 and had a touchdown. Pretty solid stuff there. Hunter Henry had 4 catches for 51. He was really the only guy getting it going on offense. And this Ferguson guy, Jake Ferguson, I believe. I think he's a rookie. He's got to be close to that. He had a really good game today. 7 catches, 77 yards. Pretty nice. Let's move on. Well, we know that Christian Kirk's probably going to go down as one of the best players to ever touch a football on the offensive side of things. Because dude, if he continues like this, if he plays on this team for the rest of his career, he's going to build a fucking legacy, and he's going to be a damn legend. Like, he already kind of is a legend, but oh my god, Christian McCaffrey scores 4 touchdowns to lead the 49ers past the Cardinals by 19. And I got to give credit to the Cardinals. They were out there fighting. Joshua Dobbs is a really solid, underrated quarterback in the league. Nothing you could do, man. Christian McCaffrey. The only person who could stop Christian McCaffrey from tying a San Francisco franchise record with a 5th touchdown was his coach. Because, look, you're beating the shit out of him. I think we're done here. Oh, my God. Christian McCaffrey is insane. Purdy had a QB sneak. The Cardinals had a couple good drives. I will give credit to the Cardinals. I think they are a way better team than people expected. So, yeah, I mean, wow. Joshua Dobbs is way better than people give credit for. I mean, 28 for 41 and 2 touchdowns. He played incredible. Brock Purdy obviously played pretty damn good as well. 20 for 21, 83 yards in the touchdown. Yeah, Brock Purdy played good. Christian McCaffrey, 20 carries, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns. This guy is a fucking animal, man. Christian McCaffrey is a damn dog. Shout out to Hollywood Brown, though, from the Cardinals, because he played a damn good football game. 7 catches, 96 yards. I feel like he's kind of hit his stride in the NFL a little bit. Brandon Ayuk, most underrated receiver in the league as well. 6 catches, 148 yards. This guy, week in and week out, just comes out there and fucking balls out. Despite, like, Christian McCaffrey getting all these touches. This is such an OP offense. I think for the NFC Championship right now, we're going to see the 49ers and the Eagles. And for the AFC Championship, we're going to see Dolphins-Bills. So, yeah, that's kind of random, but let's move on. This is the last game I'm going to talk about now. Well, it's the last game I can talk about. We still have a Monday night game, but I'm pretty passionate about this game. I was pretty fucking pissed off here. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs hold on to beat the Jets by 3 with, okay, let's keep deriding Taylor Swift the entire fucking NFL season. Every time the Chiefs take the field, yay, Taylor Swift is here. Like, come on. Real. Aaron Rodgers was watching too. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs appeared on their way to a blowout against the struggling New York Jets. Something happened to Zach Wilson. I don't really care how this game turned out. The refs were pretty dog shit. But man, all I care about is that Zach Wilson finally is a man now in the NFL. He has finally matured. I can't say that after one game, but this is a game where he turns into a man. You're going against a pretty tough Kansas City Chiefs team. I mean, they're not that Super Bowl team. They don't have Tyreek Hill. I don't know, though. I mean, there's a lot of crucial penalties, a lot of shitty calls, a lot of missed calls on the Chiefs' part. Patrick Mahomes throws an obvious fucking interception, and they call the worst holding call I've seen all season so far. This is going to be a 3-minute part of the video. I have so much to say, don't I? Oh my goodness. Taylor Swift, like, just stop. Just stop talking about her. Stop talking about her. I'm done. But Zach Wilson. I don't care about the Chiefs' performance. I mean, sure, we can talk about it. Patrick Mahomes had 18 for 30, 203 yards, and a touchdown. He threw fucking 2 picks. This is not a guy that deserves dirt. Fuck. This time around, this is a guy that doesn't deserve to win the football game. Zach Wilson threw 28 for 39. 2 touchdowns. No picks. But shout out to Isaac Pacheco, whatever. 20 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Breece Hall played pretty damn good on the ground as well. 6 carries, 56 yards. He had a really big run. Travis Kelce on the receiving end, 6 catches for 60. And Allen Lazard played out of his mind. He had some great catches. Great player. shout out to my former Packer. 3 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. You know what? I'm going to save you guys the time because I don't want this to be a half-hour video. It's already pretty close to that as is. I'm not going to talk about the refs. You know what? Go look at some of my tweets. Go talk in the discourses on Twitter about how fucking shittily this game was reffed. Really, really bad. So, go check it out. I'm going to see you guys in the Monday Night Football games. Hello. I'm back, and we're here to talk about the Monday game real quick before I head on to bed. Just a quick little recap and outro of this video. Rookie Devin Witherspoon scores on a 97-yard pick six as the Seahawks defense leads Seattle over the Giants. Kind of a disappointing game, honestly. I thought this was going to be a way better game than it was. I have a really annoying setup going right now. I have my laptop because I have all my videos on there. So we'll go back to the PC setup, but it's kind of awkward that I'm looking down because I'm looking at my PC right now and making sure the video is going well. So with all the points the Seattle Seahawks were scoring this season, it was easy to overlook their defense. They were excellent against the run, but the pass defense was horrible. And now we get a really big game from Devin Witherspoon. DeBoll is obviously really pissed off. He's kind of giving me that Bill Belichick, Mac Jones type of vibe. Man, 10 sacks. You can't really talk shit on your quarterback. You can't be super mad at your quarterback. I understand Mac Jones' situation with Bill Belichick, but dude, the guy got sacked 10 times. He got sacked a little over twice a quarter. Like, he got sacked 3 times in some quarters, it seemed, you know. A lot of blatant mistakes, obviously, but Geno Smith was kind of about it. He went out for a little bit, but when he played, 13 for 20 and a touchdown. Daniel Jones came out 27 for 34. That's really the only good thing was his completion percentage, and he threw 2 picks. But shout out to him for getting it done on the run game, though. 10 carries for 66 yards. He was playing quite incredible there. You got to give him a little bit of credit. Kenneth Walker had a rush touchdown. He's been playing pretty amazing this season. And Noah Fant had 2 catches for 63 yards. Drew Lock came in. They threw that nice little pass to Fant, and he just stood on the sideline. Giants definitely had their miscues. I'm not really sure why their defense didn't push him out of bounds there, but pretty disappointing Monday night game. And honestly, a lot of Monday games are pretty dog shit. And it's Monday, too, so fuck off. We have to go back to work and shit and school and all that stuff. The last thing people need is, terrible football games, but we've been getting a decent amount of them recently. Going week by week to all these Monday games, Eagles-Buccaneers was pretty dog shit. Bengals-Rams was pretty competitive. We'll talk about some doubleheaders. Steelers-Browns was a good-ass game. I guess Saints and Panthers was, too. Maybe I'm wrong? You know what? I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. I was completely wrong about the Monday games. This and the Bucs and Eagles game were probably the only 2 bad games we've had, but it seems like, there's been a lot of primetime games maybe in general. But I'm out, guys. Maybe not much of a formal outro, but I'm going to try to head to bed here. I like being at school, man. I sleep really well here, so peace out.